What's up guys, Red1 here, and this video is about an idea I've had. I kind of want Sony to do this for all their games. I want them to release their PlayStation classics on other platforms, including PC, maybe even PS Now, which is what they said the original goal was, but they still haven't done anything about it. And also, on each generation of PlayStation, there should be a list of games, regarded as classic, that should always be released. Kind of like what Nintendo does with the NES games, and I think they'll do GameCube now on the Switch, kind of like that. So, the first thing about this is I was thinking about games that this could work for, and I grew up with PS2 games like Ratchet and Clank, including Ratchet Deadlocked, which is my favorite one of those, Jak and Daxter, and Sly Cooper. All those games are like some of my favorites. Some of my favorite PlayStation franchises ever. They're my favorite mascots for PlayStation also. The games are just tremendously fun. I'll never not want to play them. Like, even though we're now 2 generations later, we have games like Horizon looking like better in every way, playing better in some regards in every way. I still want to go back and play those games from time to time, but it's hard to do that because you either play on the PS2 at 480p, you play on the PS3 at 720, or you could do it the other way, which I won't disclose on this channel, but yeah, you could do it that way. And overall, I wish I could play the game legit, like a legit release of it on PC or PS4 right now, in 1080p 60 frames. So they should release these. For example, the PS2 backwards compatibility, not backwards compatibility, the PS2 emulation on the PS4. I was thinking, oh cool, now we'll be able to get the Ratchet games, the Jak games, Sly games, etc. They haven't released those on there yet. They've released maybe like 14 PS2 games on the PS4. I don't get why they announced that and then just kind of dropped it. It's kind of weird that they did that. Also, no announcements for it coming to PS Now. They said they were going to add like PS1 and PS2 games to it. No announcement. So here's what I want them to do. Announce that you're going to make like a PlayStation Classics line, kind of like how they used to do greatest hits for PS2. Announce something like that for PC and PS4, where you release the game on that platform, and it's running at like the modern standards for games, like 1080p 60 at least. Hell, with the Pro 4K 60, I'm pretty sure a base PS4 could probably run those PS2 games at 4K 60 though. And also bring them to PC. I know a lot of people probably don't want that, but keep in mind, I don't know why you wouldn't want more people to play a game, especially an old game that's this good and still remember years later. Like, the game's already on PC, whether people want to admit it or not. It's just a matter of now you can buy it legit. So maybe release the games on Steam or a dedicated PlayStation downloadable client, kind of like what Xbox does. But I'll get to that later. Putting the games on PC will be beneficial in the long run also, because not only would more people be able to play it, the game is kind of future-proof, because now on PC you have the modding community, you have a version that can easily be patched, can easily support resolutions far beyond what's expected now. I mean, some of those games can easily be upscaled in resolution terms. Some of them already have support, like the Ratchet and Clank games supported 16:9 all the way back then. So like official support for like 21:9 shouldn't be that hard to implement. And also, it's easier because now, since these consoles have gone back to using PC architectures and PC components, it'll be easy to port them to each individual PlayStation. Because at this point in time, backwards compatibility should never be an issue ever again, because hopefully they've learned to just stick with PC components. It's easier on the devs and easier on overall longevity of the console, because when you're developing for something that's commonplace, it's going to be easier to develop for. Basically common sense. So putting them on PC, or at least even making them for PS4, will make them easily able to be ported to future consoles or future platforms in the future. And then who knows, if they do their own app or application, then you could easily just implement trophies, implement multiplayer. I think the only games from that series I remember had multiplayer was Ratchet Deadlocked had Up Your Arsenal 2. Up Your Arsenal and Deadlocked had online. until the Jack X Combat Racing. The Sly games never had online, even though the third one did have multiplayer. But implement trophies, multiplayer for the games that have it, and then you just sit back and watch, because a lot of people would love to buy like their childhood games on PC. I would buy like the Ratchet and Clank games day one, no questions asked, especially Deadlocks, because that game is awesome. And then, like I said, I already said, makes the games future-proof. Who knows? In time, expand this to include PS1, PS3, and PSP games. Overall, just make like a safe haven for all your games on PC that people can play, because at this point in time, it's just wasted money not doing it, because people are using emulators instead when they could be playing the legit version with all the updated things. But you guys are just sitting on it. Sony's trying to compete with PC right now because they've stated that they don't see Xbox as real competition anymore. They see PC as their main competition, which sales-wise that is true, but they'll never be able to beat PC. That's an impossible battle. So might as well just go ahead and get some of that PC money too while you're at it. But yeah, also PSP games, because I mean, I would love to play Daxter again, Resistance Retribution, Ratchet and Clank Size Matters. Love to play games like that again at a higher resolution with actual controller, DualShock. PSP was fine, but controller's always better. And then who knows, maybe even Vita, because that might as well be a legacy platform at this point. They don't support it. They don't support it first party wise anymore. Still gets a lot of third parties though, and that would be awesome by itself. Who knows? Maybe Sony could act like Microsoft and do their version of a play anywhere kind of thing, because a lot of people, including myself, have been enjoying the PS4. But some of these games, we wish we could play them better. I mean, I got no complaints with these games on console right now. The exclusives, at least. I built a PC because multi-plats weren't performing up to my required standards. But I would love to play some of these games on PC with a higher frame rate. Games notably would be Uncharted 4, because the multiplayer runs at 60, but the campaign is 30. And 30 frames is perfectly playable, but when you go back from 60, it just feels so sluggish and unresponsive. It kind of ruins the single player when you play multiplayer a lot. Then you have games like Horizon, for example. Game looks beautiful. I wouldn't change anything about the visuals. Maybe add a few better effects, but even then, the ones we're given here are breathtaking. I just want to play it at 60 frames. Could be added. I would love if it was added. Gravity Rush 2. I love that game. That was like probably my favorite game to come out on this year, under Horizon. And I was a huge fan of Gravity Rush, the first one. They remastered that on PS4, 1080p 60. Loved it. Looked better too. Loved it. The second one, 1080p 30, because they had the better visuals. And while it was still playable and enjoyable, I wish it was 60. I just played the first one at 60. I had to go back to 30 for the sequel. That never feels good, and you're always like, damn, I wish. The new Ratchet and Clank, great game, fantastic, I highly recommend it. Plays great, plays very smooth and feels smooth because of all the motion blur. I still wish it was 60, like the original games for Ratchet and Clank were 60. All the Ratchet and Clank games were 60 frames up until, all the official ones I mean, were 60 up until, what was game after A Crack in Time? All for One. That was the first one by Insomniac that was only 30. The ones on PSP were 32, but that's because it was PSP. Were they 30? I don't even remember. I think they were 30 though. But yeah, all these games were 60, then they stopped, and now it's become the standard for Insomniac, which disappoints me. Infamous, I mean, on the Pro that runs at 60, so. But still, I'll love to see it on PC. Bloodborne, I'm not the only one that would like to see that on PC. There's a lot of Souls fans on PC that don't have a PS4. They would love to play this game without having to buy a console and play it at 29 frames. I say 29 because of the frame pace. The Order, I'm not gonna bother. Killzone, the Pro doesn't make it run solid 60, so I'd love to see that come to PC. Even though I would probably never play Shadowfall again, because just bring back Killzone 2, Gorilla. Or actually, focus on Horizon. Screw Killzone. Uncharted Collection is 1080p 60. That would be great. I do want it to come to multiplayer though, so people can mod in the multiplayer, since Sony and Naughty Dog think that there's still a community on the PS3, even though it's clearly empty. And remastered. And then there's games I'm forgetting I even played. But yeah, all these games, I would love to see them on PC, running at 1080p 60, a simple thing. Or Sony could make a console that could run all these at 1080p 60. The Pro is not that console, so that's why I'm here saying maybe PC. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. The main point of this video though was that Sony should release their classic PlayStation games on their always release them on their modern console, and think about releasing them on PC. They should really consider doing that. I mean, PS2 games, you already know what you're gonna get. Just say, here you go, here's a PS2 game with some modern day PC settings, like here's resolution, here's I don't know, maybe a field of view slider for some of them. Here's an option for a few higher details. Here's a unlocked frame rate option, because those games could easily be running above 100 frames. I know some PC gamers love that. I can't even lie, it does look nice. And the reason I've been thinking about making this video for a while, the reason I did was because Chrome Studios released Tiger Tasmanian Tiger on Steam, and I got to play that game in 1080p 60. And it was fun, a blast from the past. I never played the first tie. I beat the third one, I played the second one, I never played the first one at all. So I got to go back and play it, and it was a blast. I loved it, and it's an old game, but when I'm playing this old game with modern PC settings, aka 1080p and 60 frames per second, it doesn't matter how old the game is. If I can play it like that, it's still enjoyable regardless. It's still probably enjoyable on the old consoles. I think it was 62, but still, you know what I'm saying. Like for PC, it's very enjoyable. And now they're about to release Tie 2, same thing. I can't wait to play that again. Maybe I'll even be able to beat it this time. So I was thinking like, dang, I wish Sony would do this for like Jack and Sly and Ratchet. And I still want them to, but I know they probably won't, because they're trying to compete with PC right now, which is idiotic. But they're trying to compete. I just want them to, come on, man. Just give up that fight, it's over. Just let me play it on PC with like official support. Cause like we all could just go do this the other way, but I want to support these games because these are proven great games. I've played them all multiple times. I want to play them again. And it's crazy to say this because right now there's a bunch of games out and I'm enjoying all of them. I'm loving all these games right now. It's been a great year for gaming. This is probably the best year this gen so far for gaming, and we're only in March. That's how good it's been. But still, like when I have free time, like right now, for example, I'm playing Rise of the Tomb Raider because I just platinumed Horizon. Right now, I want to go back and just, you know, chill, play some old games I used to love, that kind of stuff. I really wish I could do that, but I just can't. I can't bring myself to go back to PS2 to play it. My PS2 is still plugged up, but like I have to go into, it's in a different room, an uncomfortable spot. I don't have any room in my room, so it's just gonna stay there. I don't have the collection for all the PS3 ones anymore because I played those and traded them in because I was like, oh, they'll release them on PS4. I'm still waiting for that, or even better, a PC version. So yeah, let me know down below in the comments. What do you think? I know some people don't want these games to come on PC because they're fanboys. I guess that would be the reason. But yeah, let me know down below what you think. Do you want these games to come to PC? Or better yet, which PS2 games or PS1 games would you like to see come to PC or PS4? Let me know that all down below in the comments section. And I'll see you guys next time. This is Von Red 1, signing out.